Hey everyone, so this is my review of American Horror Story Cult, episode 4, called November 9th. And essentially what this episode is about is that it takes the viewers back into the past a bit of several days leading up to the polling day to actually vote for who would become president of the United States. And sort of showing how everyone played into that sort of almost few days up to maybe a week leading up to the election day. And this was such a really, really great and really interesting episode that I found it kind of weird that they decided to put this episode in now on like the 4th episode. But I still really enjoyed seeing what everyone did leading up to the election night and how everyone sort of played into it. And it was also a little weird how it was all set up where they had like it's starting out on like the day that everyone was going to the polls to go and vote, and then all of a sudden it jumped back like a week before, and then it finally like led back up to that night again. So that was a little weird how all that played out, but still it was, like I said, really, really interesting to see. And I really enjoyed what they did with having a lot of this episode be dedicated to Kai and sort of how he got like the start of his followers and all that stuff. And it was really interesting how they decided to do that, where he got like their trust and got all this different stuff by just being like really kind of friendly and saying like, if you're my friend, I'll always be there for you. And sort of stuff like that, where he was always there to defend them or always sort of on their side. And that's what sort of caused them to gain trust with each other. And then because he did favors or he was always there for them, they had to be there for him. And I really found that interesting to see like all these different parts of this alleged cult that they're sort of teasing at be happening. Sort of got started with Kai and with the sort of evil neighbors to Allie and Ivy, and how they all played into that. That was just really, really interesting. And I especially really liked it when you find out that Meadow was the one who made the creepy like clown masks and stuff that the people wear when they go and commit the murders. And Kai was like the one who sort of kept sketching the original drawing of like that sort of wicked smiley face that's left behind as like a marking. And just how all that, like those pieces started to come together, that was just really, really amazing to see, like each and individual piece when it was introduced. I just absolutely loved that. And then I really enjoyed how Ivy sort of came into play in this episode, where it was just a lot about Kai and a lot about the neighbors throughout this whole sort of episode. But then all of a sudden Ivy came into play with her and Winter, sort of doing something that was almost like a backlash against everything that Kai was doing. And them sort of trying to go into play with like taking out like one voter that might have voted for Trump, and them doing all that different stuff, then Kai sort of going in and fixing it. So I'm really curious, and I don't quite know now where Winter fits in everything, which maybe that deal was that she made with Kai, that if Hillary won, then she didn't have to join the cult, but if Hillary lost, then she did. So maybe that's how she plays, that now she's on the side with the cult, but originally she wasn't. She was actually trying to like fight against it. So if that's how Winter plays and all that, that's really, really cool. And it was, like I said, really kind of weird how they decided to introduce this episode now in the 4th episode, because the last episode left off on like such a cliffhanger that to all of a sudden show a whole episode that did nothing to resolve that cliffhanger was a little kind of annoying. But still, like I said, I just love this episode so much because it did so much clearing up and so much of like adding to characters and adding to stories that it kind of didn't matter, because I love the episode so much, but I'm still really kind of annoyed that it decided to show up now. But I still have to just say overall this was a really, really amazing episode, and hopefully the next episode will pick off where the 3rd episode left off, or something like that will happen, where we will get to see a bit more of this alleged cult, as well as picking up with what actually happened with Oz, Ivy, and Allie. But still, I just have to say, I really enjoyed this episode. And just, yeah, that's my review of American Horror Story Cult, episode 4, called November 9th. So, yeah,